Welcome back. Another episode of Wade's World today. I'm going to, kind of in the theme of what I've been doing lately, I'm going to be reading another true crime unsolved case from the Pacific Northwest. So I hope everyone's doing good today. It is Sunday afternoon, that day before you got to go back to work. So hopefully we can have some fun here and just forget about that for a little bit. But without further ado, I want to just jump right into this one. It's another one that I have done a little bit of research on, but I didn't want to really know the whole story because I like reading these fully for the first time with you guys. So I want my reactions to be genuine, just like yours. So let's get started. Today, we're going to be reading the case of the Candy Cane Park murder. So it's a true crime, unsolved case here in Oregon. So it took place in LeGrand, Oregon, okay? A quiet town tucked into the foothills of the Blue Mountains, the kind of place where people leave their doors unlocked. I can't think of anywhere that you can leave your doors unlocked anymore nowadays. Where kids can ride their bikes until sunset and where the nights are still enough to hear your own heartbeat. But in 1983, so that's when this took place. Okay, 1983, something happened in LeGrand that shattered that peace forever. A murder so brutal, so senseless, and so unexplained that it still hangs over the town like a shadow. This is the Candy Cane Park murder. So the victim, her name was Kimberly, 21 years old, a bartender at a local tavern. She was bright, kind, the type of person who remembered your drink and asked about your day. On the night she died, she was walking home, a short route she'd taken dozens of times, cutting through Candy Cane Park, a small community playground with a merry-go-round, a slide, and a few benches under some street lamps. She never made it home. So the discovery was that the next morning, a jogger found her body near the merry-go-round. Kimberly had been struck with a hatchet 7 times. 7. The level of violence stunned investigators. It wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a sexual assault. It wasn't a random scuffle. It was rage or madness or something darker. The murder weapon was gone. There were no fingerprints, no footsteps, no signs of a struggle, just Kimberly and the silence of the park. Wow. The investigation, police canvassed the neighborhood. They interviewed everyone, friends, co-workers, people who lived near the park, but came up with nothing. No witnesses, no screams were heard. That's crazy. We'll unpack that. No suspicious vehicles, no one who saw her enter the park or leave it. The case stalled almost immediately, and then the stories began. The lore: Candy Cane Park is small, just a patch of grass, a few swings, and an old merry-go-round. But after Kimberly's murder, people started reporting strange things, like the merry-go-round. Residents walking their dogs late at night said they saw it spinning slowly, steadily, even when there was no wind, even when there was no one near it. And then sightings of the woman under a street lamp. Teenagers would claim that they saw a woman standing under the far street lamp, long hair, head tilted, and not moving. But when they got closer, she wasn't there. The investigator who was told to stop, a local private investigator, someone who had been digging into the case for years, told reporters he was close to new leads. And then suddenly, he was ordered to stop. No explanation, no reason, just stop. People in LeGrand still whisper about that, about who didn't want answers, about what he found, about why the case was shut down. So, running theories, I guess. There are 3 main theories in LeGrand about this. 1, it was a local killer, someone who lived nearby, someone who knew the park, and someone who watched Kimberly walk home every night. This fits the silence, the lack of struggle, and I guess the precision of the attack. Number 2, a drifter. LeGrand sits near I-84, a major corridor. Some believe a transient passed through, committed the murder, and then vanished. But drifters don't usually commit controlled, targeted, rage-based killings, which is what this clearly is. Number 3, someone she knew. The violence suggests emotion. Hatchet wounds are personal, but investigators never found a motive, no jealous ex, no angry coworker, and no secret relationships. Just nothing. And the most unsettling detail, the murder happened in a public park, in a neighborhood. It was near homes, it was near street lamps, it was illuminated. No one heard a thing. No screams, no cries, no struggle. It was as if the killer moved through the park like a shadow, silent, deliberate and unseen. So Candy Cane Park still stands today. Kids still play there, families still picnic there, the swings still creak in the wind. But at night, locals say the park changes. They say the merry-go-round still spins. They say the street lamp flickers. And they say the air feels heavy. And some swear that if you walk through the park after midnight, you'll feel someone behind you, someone watching, someone waiting, someone who never got caught. So tonight's story is a reminder that even in the smallest towns in the Pacific Northwest, they can hold secrets. Violent ones, as we're finding out, buried ones, and ones that refuse to stay quiet. If you ever find yourself in LeGrand after dark and you hear a merry-go-round turning, don't go closer and don't investigate, just leave. Some truth don't want to be uncovered. Wow. So parts of this to me feel, actually, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, I need some more details here. So let's dig a little deeper. The murder weapon was never found. Okay. Police searched the park, nearby homes, storm drains. There was a creek nearby, trash bins. They found nothing. The hatchet is not easy to hide, or a hatchet is not easy to hide, especially in a small town. The fact that it was never recovered suggests the killer took it with them, hid it intentionally, or disposed of it far from the scene. This is one of the biggest reasons the case stalled. Yeah, I mean, no murder weapon, no DNA, this is the 80s. Some of this stuff would have been in its infancy, but yeah, like nothing to go on. Kimberly was killed in a silent zone, so Candy Cane Park sits in a strange acoustic pocket. Trees block the sound, the playground equipment absorbs noise, the street lamps hum quietly, and houses are spaced just far enough apart. Locals say you can scream in the center of that park and barely be heard at the edges of the park. This may explain why no one heard the attack despite the brutality. That's what I was wondering, because if you're getting struck with a hatchet, I feel like that's not going to be a one blow and you're done, unless it was just the right place and surprise, and it knocked her unconscious and then he finished the job. I don't know, but I feel like you would scream, you would be making some noise. So that kind of answers for maybe why no one heard anything if she did. The town's reaction was immediate and intense. LeGrand was, and still is, a tight community after the murder. Women stopped walking alone. It's kind of a good idea, no matter what. Parents kept kids indoors. Smart. Bars closed earlier. That makes sense. Police patrols doubled. The park emptied after sunset. The town kind of changed overnight, it sounds like. Older residents still talk about the year everything got dark. So it went from being kind of this alive, close-knit community to suddenly very afraid of the dark. Kimberly had no known enemies. Investigators dug into that. Her workplace, her relationships, her family, her social circle, her habits. You got to think this is before social media. No cell phones, no computers, This would have just been direct relationships that she had with people. I feel like that would have been easier back then to track down all those people and get that kind of information. They found no one with motive, no jealous exes, and no angry coworkers, no stalkers that they could find, and no disputes of any kind. So she was well liked, quiet, kept to herself. This made the murder just more baffling, pretty confusing. The crime scene was too clean, they say. Like, detectives noted that there were no defensive wounds. So that makes me think right there that she was probably surprised. Whatever happened without her knowing. No signs of struggle, again, same thing. She was probably surprised. There was no struggle because she was probably knocked unconscious with the first blow. That's just my opinion. No drag marks, no blood trail, no footprint, no blood trail. That's confusing. I mean, this is a hatchet. You're creating, you would think that would be kind of a mess. So no blood trail is very odd. No footprints, no fingerprints. I guess that's not crazy to think no fingerprints. Maybe there were gloves involved. Who knows? No fibers of any kind, no hair. It was as if the killer struck fast, okay? Struck with precision, left immediately, and avoided every trace. So that's kind of where my head was going with that. It's unfortunate, though. This level of control is rare in spontaneous attacks, so they're leading to believe that this had to have been planned. She had to have been watched, premeditated. The private investigator's sudden shutdown is kind of odd. This is one of the strangest parts of the case. Yeah, the local PI who had begun digging into the murder for years told reporters he had information that could change the direction of the case. Okay. And then days later, he was abruptly stopped. He refused to say why. So he was probably threatened by some. The only thing that could have stopped a private PI is the authorities. Unless I'm crazy here, the authorities would have intervened in some way and shut him down. Some ass clown probably got in his face and wanted this. But why? 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 I don't understand. What are they hiding? Locals still speculate that he found something dangerous. He was threatened. He was pressured by someone. He had uncovered a name he wasn't supposed to say, possibly. This detail fuels much of the town's lingering fear. I can understand that. That's wild. Why would you shut down something that's potentially going to end it? Have some sort of resolution there. The park's reputation changed permanently. I bet it did. After a murder, Candy Cane Park developed a reputation. Teenagers dared each other to go in there at night. Stupid. Adults avoided it entirely. Smart. Strange sightings became common. The merry-go-round became a local legend. It sounds like it did, yeah. And then even today, some residents won't walk through the park after dark. Not because of ghosts, but because the killer was never caught. Being the 80s, I would think, who knows, the killer could still be alive, but that person would probably be pretty old by now, older. I don't even know why I say that like it's a comfort. It wouldn't be a comfort. It's terrible. Police quietly revisited the case in the 90s, so this part isn't widely known that they did this, but in the mid-90s, detectives briefly reopened the case after a tip connected a local man to the murder. He was questioned, his home was searched, his alibi was checked. Guess what? Nothing stuck. The case went cold yet again. And it's still, I guess, technically open. LeGrand PD still lists the Candy Cane Park murder as an open homicide. There is no statute of limitations on that. If new evidence appears, they can act immediately. But after 40 plus years, nothing's been surfaced. Wow. Okay. That's another no conclusion, another unhappy family that had to deal with something terrible and has no answers, I don't know anything more than that. That is the extent that I could really find. If you know anything, this is for us Oregonians, Pacific Northwest people, if you're into true crime, if you're into unsolved mysteries, and you know anything about that, by all means, let me know. As with all these videos, I love diving deep into these investigations and learning as much as possible. Like I've been finding, this is kind of an endless rabbit hole of unsolved mysteries around here. The Pacific Northwest is so full of them. So, man, if you have some light to shed, I'm willing to hear it. So anyway, I guess that wraps up that story. That's crazy, pretty scary stuff. So I hope you're having a good Sunday. We'll end it there for today. I hope you're having a good Sunday, and I hope you have a great week. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I'll probably fire up something else. I'm not really sure if I want to keep going down this line or not, but we'll see. And if you have any requests, feel free to ask, throw them in. Other than that, I hope you're having a great one and enjoy your evening, whatever you choose to do, and have a great week, you guys. And I'll catch you on the next one. All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.